Hello, friend. This is the 15-minute Cultivating Stillness meditation. We're going to begin by closing our eyes and taking 3 deep breaths. The breaths are intended to be in the belly, a diaphragmatic breath. Elongate, which means lengthen the exhale. And as you're exhaling, repeat the mantra, relax deeper and deeper. The breath will sound like this. All right, now that we've done our 3 breaths, we will set our intention and understanding for the meditation. Our intention is to turn our awareness back on our source of awareness. We're going to use our conscious mind to shine back onto consciousness for a form of introspection and examination. Anything that pulls your conscious awareness and attention outside of focusing back on consciousness is intended to be surrendered completely, meaning let go of reacting to a thought or anything external in this time of practice, and maintain your intention by shining your consciousness back onto consciousness. That is the basic premise and intent of this cultivating stillness meditation. So we will begin now. Become aware of how you were conscious in the first place. How do you know that you exist right in this moment? How can you sense that? Your piece of consciousness is that proof. And we're using that proof to look back on itself like a mirror. Surrender everything else. Maintain stillness in the mind. If or as thoughts arise, surrender them. Maintain your awareness on your source of consciousness that is behind each thought and between each thought, the unmanifest. That part of consciousness never changes. That is what we're giving our attention to. We're going to repeat another belly breath to promote relaxing deeper into this state. Repeat the mantra, relax deeper and deeper on the exhalation. as you maintain awareness on your source of awareness, you may feel it begin to expand. This is you cultivating your relationship with it by giving your attention to it. The stillness behind the thoughts and between the thoughts, that's where we're giving our attention to. Not the thoughts that arise, but the consciousness that is always there behind the thoughts. Maintain your awareness on consciousness itself. The Upanishads says, not what the mind thinks, but that whereby the mind can think. Know this to know Brahman and spirit. So we're focusing on what we are as consciousness. That is our source and our ability to think. We're not focusing on what we do think. We're surrendering what we do think and giving our attention instead to the source that gives us the ability to think. Consciousness. This is a state of replenishment because the carnal mind and ego that is the source of the disruptive thoughts that disrupt stillness is the source of stress. Here, we're sitting underneath those thoughts at the source of consciousness instead. And we're aligning with that state rather than aligning with the stressed state. If thoughts arise, simply let them go and return to being conscious of consciousness. Do not tolerate a negative reaction to the thoughts. Simply return. Simply return to align with consciousness. If thoughts arise being suggested as important right now, let those go as well, unless it's an emergency. Right now we're practicing cultivating stillness. Intend your state to deepen. Intend your state of being conscious of consciousness to expand and deepen further. You control these things. You can influence them by intent. Sense the state deepen more and more. Notice what a blessing it is when the carnal mind and ego isn't being reacted to and creating suffering and stress. Notice the bliss and blessing in this state of surrender. In the Bible it says, "Be still and know that I am God." This is what we are practicing. We're beginning to spend time giving our attention to our godliness, to the extension of God, to us as the divine spark. That is what consciousness is. And we are becoming more conscious of our own consciousness, examining it and getting revelation on its nature. Let's take another breath. Repeat, relax deeper and deeper on the exhalation. The idea and objective is to get to a state where you've surrendered the carnal mind and ego's thoughts substantially enough that you are beginning to rest in this stillness that you're cultivating. This stillness is replenishing, nourishing. This is your true nature. It is your empowerment. And as we know it more by being with it more and giving our attention to it more, it becomes more natural to live our life outside of meditation from this perspective that we've gained within this meditation. Because now we're considering something other than the carnal mind and ego. That is what we're cultivating. We're beginning to gain the perspective, the divine perspective. As you continue to practice with this meditation audio, once you are able to achieve the state of stillness, surrender my words as though you surrender the ego, and just maintain your attention completely, as completely as you're able to, on source, on stillness, on consciousness. Surrender any thoughts that arise, any and every thought that arises, and return to being conscious of consciousness. All right, my friend. This has been the 15-minute Cultivating Stillness meditation. I practice this multiple times per day, usually, for varying lengths, sometimes longer than 15 minutes. The more you do it, the more you have this fresh connection and influence to the divine and away from the ego, the carnal mind. So in these upcoming moments, you're coming from that perspective, that fresh perspective. Bless you.